Hello guys, good day. This is Anne of Reinforcement Club. 2026 is coming. And by the way, belated happy Christmas to all. And thank you so much for watching and listening to all of, some of my podcasts, if not all. But, I do appreciate your time so much. And in regards to that 2026, which is, a few days from now, I know some people, even myself, have this so-called New Year's resolution. And we want to change a thing. Even just a little bit of our routine, of our practices for 2025, which we think, we need some improvement to. And some people, they do succeed, which is not impossible. But to some, sometimes, most of the time, they're just saying that they want to do workout, they want to go on balanced diet, they want to go on high protein diet, they want to save this certain amount of money. But when 2026 is already here, which just a few days from now, it doesn't happen. Some people don't even start it. They just want to hear out themselves. And I'm going to point to you some mistakes why these things happen. 7 mistakes people make when trying to achieve their 2026 New Year's resolution. Some reasons why, those plans doesn't work out the way they expected it to be. Now, first things first. When we make a New Year's resolution, we have to make sure that, it's very specific. Like, I want to save money. I want to save $5,000 or $10,000 from January to November or from January to December 2026. And you're going to plan it out how much you're going to save every month, and you're going to break it down with your system and how to save money every day from every month to every day. Like, for example, let's just say, to make things easier, I want to save, this is being specific, I want to save $12,000 in 2026 by December. So it could be end of December. In other words, you have to save at least $1,000 every month. Now, how are you going to save that $1,000 every month? So you have to track your progress. You have to track your expenses and your spending every week and to every day. So that's being specific. $10,000, 2026, by December, that's a target. Another example of a specific New Year's resolution. I want to work out 3 times a week for 1 hour after work. So if you work from 9 to 5, so you can work out from, it could be 6 to 7. It depends on what kind of workout you have in mind. It could be just a jog for, a walk and jogging around the park, so you don't have to pay for your gym. Or it could be just go to the gym for an hour or more than an hour, as you agreed with yourself 3 times a week. So that's also very specific. Okay? Another thing. I want to try out, I want to do high protein diets for, from January to March. That's 3 months. That's very specific. Except on weekends. So you have to, plan out your meal, what you're going to eat. And then if you're planning to treat yourself on weekends, then you can go ahead. It's all up to you. But the target is specific. So number one mistake why you can't achieve your New Year's resolution is because it is too vague. Like, to some people, I want to be healthy. So in which aspect of health? It could be your mental health, your physiology, your body, it could be your intellectual health, emotional health. You have to be specific. Now, the second thing that people do, wherein they totally burn out thinking about those New Year's resolution, is that, some people just plan out too many resolutions at once. Like, you cannot overhaul your health. You can't lose, like, concentrating losing weight more than 5 kilos while fixing your finances at the same time, your relationship and your mindset. Okay? I'm not saying that it's impossible, but you have to have a system for that. Plus your current situation, which is, you're about to get broke or you're broke, then anything could happen depending on your situation and your decision to really go for it. I'm not saying it's impossible, but if it's too many New Year's resolution, it's just gonna make you overwhelmed. That it's just gonna freak you out and freeze you even to start just one of them, because you have to think. You have to put out the list again, and then where is my second? What's my second New Year's resolution again? Diet. Oh, I forget about it. So it could be one or two or three at a time in a specific time range. So just be specific and not too many. Do not shock yourself, okay, in 2026. Another thing is that this is very important. No system. So only motivation to change your diet, your workout, your relationship, your finances. Just the motivation. The truth about motivation is that it's not all the time that you're going to be 100%, 100% present, 100% going for it for all your goals. There are times that, you don't like to do it. I mean, there are many times of those many days wherein you don't really want to go to the gym, but you have to because of your system. Now, speaking about system, I'm talking about, for example, you decided to work out 3 times a week in 2026 in order for you to lose at least 3 kilos from January to, let's just say, March. So it's not really, it's not abrupt. So what are you going to do? You have to plan it out. So you have to plan it out by means of deciding what time of the day. It could be, as I've said earlier, after work or early, before work. So if your work starts at 9 o'clock, you might want to consider going to the gym from 7:30 to 8. But given that you have to work out, or you have to wake up, should I say, where you have to wake up early, maybe it's 6 o'clock, have some coffee, condition your day. Some people want to do motivation before working out from 6:30 to 7. Given that you have to travel to the gym, or it'll be easier if you live near the gym, but you have to establish a system which suits you in order for you to fulfill the contract that you set up for yourself. And in that way, you have already set a system for you to work out, which works for you, suitable for you to work out 3 times a week. And then, since you want to lose weight, you also plan out your limitations of what you can eat. At least 3 kilos from January to March. It isn't abrupt. You can even lose more than that, which is, good news. Another thing to point out is that when you do all or nothing, which means that when you skip 1 or 2 workouts from your, 3 times a week workout plan, when you skip twice, you seem to be like just discouraged or just discontinue it. You don't forgive yourself. All or nothing. We're just human. We're not robots that we can actually fulfill everything that we set to ourselves. It doesn't mean that you miss 1 workout. It doesn't mean that you cheat on your diet. You cannot go back anymore. It means that you quit. It's not the end of your plans in life. When you miss 1 or 2 or 3, there's always a chance to fulfill your goals, your dreams while you're still alive. So always go back to 0, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nobody can stop you in improving yourself. Another thing is that, when you have your New Year's resolution, you're not breaking it into small steps. Like you're not planning it out into like one single goal per day. As I mentioned earlier, like for example, you want to save $12,000 by December of 2026. So your target plan is to save $1,000 per month at least. So you have to plan out how much you can spend, how much you should save every week. And that will also, track. You have to also track your spending and your spending habits every day in order for you to save a certain amount every week to come up to $1,000 per month, going to $12,000 in the year of 2026. So you have to break down your goals into small steps if you're really serious about it. And in some point, yes, we have to be serious about it. We must. It's non-negotiable because it's for us. It's like declaring a war against ourselves when we decide to change something. Another thing is that it is important to note why you want to achieve your New Year's resolution goal. Why? And some people just forget about it. They quit because they forget why, or they have no why at all. Just it's important to clearly define why your New Year's resolution matters to you. And in the most part, if you don't track your progress, like if you want to lose weight from January to March, at least 3 kilos, if you're not tracking your weight within that period, you don't know. You have no idea where you are. You have no idea whether you're gonna be happy about your effort to work out 3 times a week and do, comply with your diet. You have to track your progress, and that actually gives you a dopamine hit. That makes you happy. Little things and little efforts that you do for yourself. And I'm telling you, what doesn't get measured doesn't get improved. So you might want to consider using apps, journal, checklist, or weekly reviews. You have to list down all the things that you have to do. Let's just say your standards, if your standards were met, or it's way better to have a accountability partner or a trainer or a coach to lead you, to help you improve whatever you want to improve. So, by the way, nice to see you again, and I'm going to see you soon. And, even myself, I do have New Year's resolution. And, as I go along, it wouldn't be easy. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. This is life. We're not going to be 100% all the time. So whatever you want to do in 2026, you have to protect that. Whatever your dream is, whatever your goal is, sometimes there are people also who's going to discourage you in achieving those goals. It's your job to protect your dream. Sometimes it's important to be deaf, not listening to those people who's just going to discourage you in becoming the best version of you. So nobody will ever give you the best encouragement other than, your best pals who wants the best for you, and by also means of loving and protecting yourself, your dream, and whatever interest that you have in mind. So it's also our job to protect ourselves, our mindset, our emotion from toxic people. So I also want to tell you guys Happy New Year in advance, and all the best to all of our New Year's resolution. Nice to see you back, and then let's celebrate the New Year together. Thank you very much. By the way, this is Anne of Reinforcement Club. I do appreciate your time, and have a lovely day ahead. Thank you.